Hey, what's up? I'm Paul Diddy Darnell, and these are my 5 most influential movies that made me want to become a stuntman. Coming in at number 5 is a movie called Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins. This movie was made in 1985 and it stars Fred Ward as Remo Williams. And I remember watching this movie for the first time at my friend's house. It was such an interesting movie about this guy who was a police officer but got mugged, and then he got in an accident. When he woke up, his face was different and he was now Remo Williams. He was going to also be trained by a master, a Korean martial arts master, to become an assassin. His training was so unique. It was different than I think anything I'd really seen at the time. It was a lot of balancing and some parkour stuff. It actually might have led me to get into parkour. Maybe it was like one of those subconscious things that I saw and wanted to imitate. But watching this guy do all these stunts in the film got me thinking that maybe I can do this. This is something that it looks fun. It's very physical. He's doing these trainings to make his body stronger and better. And I kind of related to that character of having to train hard to get what you want. That put it in my mind that maybe this could be a possibility, a career path for me to be in a film like this, because it just looked fun. Coming in at number 4 as one of my most influential films that made me want to be a stuntman is Theyamakazee.
Theyamakazee.
This is a film about a group of traceurs, free runners, parkour athletes, the Theyamakazee group based out of France. It's by writer and director Luc Besson. Watching these guys move and do all these parkour movements, it really connected with me, and it made me appreciate how physical you can be in an acting role or in a position to share your physical traits. Like, these were just a bunch of guys from France. Kind of started with David Bell and they formed the group Yamakazee, and they just trained their skills and got them to a high level, and then someone noticed them and decided to put them in a movie. I thought that was amazing. These guys jump around and do these cool tricks and movements. Maybe I can do that. Watching that made me realize that it could be possible to be a stuntman, and it just looked like a lot of fun. It looked like they were doing movements that I'd like to do. It was such a cool film for me to watch and see those guys do what they do best. And it made me want to become the best that I could be and maybe be able to be in a film like them. Moving on to number 3 is Ong Bak by Tony Jaa. This film for me was such an amazing movie to watch because here we have this young Muay Thai martial artist. His style is just different than a lot of films that have been out there. He incorporated so much acrobatics and he's like really hitting these stunt guys, and it was amazing to watch, and just kind of like mind-blowing all the stuff that he could do. And what really got me interested is one of the scenes where he's being chased down the streets of, I don't know if he's in Thailand, and it's a bunch of gang guys, bad guys chasing him, and he's performing all these interesting jumps through barbed wire, flips through like 2 panes of glass, and he does like acrobatic flips off some scaffolding, and he just incorporates all these really cool acrobatics, and I connected with that and I loved it. And even the fight scenes in there were just amazing as well. Just seeing him just knock these dudes out with his elbows and knees. And Tony Jaa just seemed like such an amazing athlete. And again, that was inspiring to me to watch somebody who has perfected their craft and now they're being featured in a film. And I was like, wow, this is just so cool to see all these people there. And I did some research after I saw that and saw the making of and how they came up with all the sequences, and I just wanted to be a part of that. Like, even just to be a part of that team just seemed amazing, just to kind of choreograph these concepts and be in there. And I was like, they get paid to do this? This is just like something I would go do for free. And so Ong Bak definitely is one of those films that I just connected with, and it will always be something that inspired me as well to pursue this path of becoming a stuntman. Coming in at number 2, District B13, featuring David Bell, the man himself, founder of parkour, and also Cyril Raffaelli, who is another guy that I used to watch his videos on YouTube, or actually before YouTube. He was the first guy that I saw ever do like an inward front off the wall. Again, it was just mind-blowing. It just opened my mind to what the human body is capable of. Seeing these two together in this film, it was just super inspiring. David Bell doing the big manpower jump I mean, the first sequence has been spread around YouTube. You can look it up and just see where, the gang members bust in and try to chase David Bell, and he's tic-tacking around them, doing underbars and just doing what he does best. I saw that as well and was super inspired by him and this whole film that they created around him and showing off his skills and talents. Dude, I would love to do that. And so District B13 is not only a staple for like the parkour and free running world, as like, one of the members and the founders of it making his like movie debut and being featured and allowing the discipline to be more widespread, but also that you can make it like a career path. Like, oh wow, if I train hard, maybe I can be in a film too, like David. And my number one most influential film that made me want to become a stuntman is, drumroll, Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan. I remember the first time that I saw this film, it was actually at my friend's house where I'd watched Remo Williams. I think he kind of introduced me to most of these action films. We were at his house and we watched it, and it was the first time I'd ever heard about Jackie Chan or seen Jackie Chan, and my mind was blown just to see the way this guy was moving and fighting and using obstacles and doing acrobatics. Oh, dude. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before, and I was just amazed by the way that he would use the environment to get away. Like, he'd be in these situations where you're like, this dude, there's too many bad guys, there's no way that he's gonna get away. But what was cool is that he would take a bunch of hits. And what made it plausible is that he's not just this big, tough guy that nobody can touch. Yeah, he's kind of like a regular guy and just protecting himself and using his skills and his environment around him to save himself. Are you okay? Or anybody that he's trying to protect. And I really connected with his character, and watching Jackie Chan do what he does best. I don't know what it was, but for some reason I saw that and I was like, I want to be in movies. I want to do that. It looked so much fun. How he was able to perfect his craft just inspired me to want to work hard myself and be in a movie and use all my skills that I was hoping to develop. I mean, Jackie Chan is amazing, and after watching that, I started watching more of his films, and I'd watch a lot of behind the scenes and see how his stunt team was developed and how important it was to him.
To prepare their bodies for the kind of punishment their profession demands, Jackie and his stunt team follow a tough physical training regimen. This includes basic body conditioning and the honing of their martial arts skills. For their lifestyle, this kind of discipline is a necessity.
Training for us, very important.
And I love that because I loved the physicality of it. I loved training your body in a way that you could take impacts but not really get hurt, and to perform really cool tricks that look visually fun and stunning. And I just wanted to do that. I wanted to use my body and see what it was capable of, like see how strong I could make it, how tough, how many cool tricks I could learn. If I could make a living off of this, then that's exactly what I want to do as a career. Like, I would want to make this a full-time job of getting punched, kicked, fall down, doing flips over, off people, running away. Everything that Jackie Chan was doing seemed like so much fun. And if I could make that a full-time job, I was going to do it. Thanks, Jackie, for inspiring me. So those are the most influential films on my life of my career path into becoming a stuntman. Watching those just kind of made something in my brain go, you can do it. And I mean, I'm from Virginia, and I had no idea how to become a stuntman. I didn't know anything about Hollywood or actually being in a movie. I was never in a play or anything. Like, it just wasn't what I had opportunities around me. But after watching them and seeing the possibility that these people have done it, it just made me work hard. I was able to move to California, pursue my dream of becoming a stuntman and meet the right people and make it happen. And I've been doing stunts now for over 13 years, and I love it. It is still my dream job, and I love it. Being able to use parkour in stunts and learning martial arts and how to fall and all of the things that encompass being a stuntman is just something that I love. It's very physical. It's also very mental and creative, not only using your body, but cameras, and it's just something that I've loved. If you're someone that's thinking about getting in the film industry or wanting to be a stuntman, I say do it. I go for it. That's the advice that I'd give to somebody. I didn't know what I was doing or that if it was a possibility, but I just went for it. And I, did some research and tried to find out where stuntmen lived, Hollywood or New York, and I chose Hollywood, California. Just put it out there. Like, the universe is so grand, and if you put things out in the universe, it's like the law of attraction. It does come back to you. And if you really want something, people believe in passion. If you're passionate about something and you're talking to people about what you want to do and how this is a dream of yours, people want to help you. that's what happened to me. So many people helped me along the way to get me to where I am today, and I'm so thankful for all of them. You can do it. It's passion and dedication, and if you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. If you haven't seen some of these videos that I've talked about, maybe you go check them out and see what you think. Maybe they'll influence you in some strange way. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Paul Diddy Darnell. Live free. Peace.